everyone. We are here at the Department of Culture, where we will be talking to Ms. Clara Reyes and also Mr. Ivan Berry. They are busy with the 7th Annual Cultural Creative Industry Forum 2025, which will be held right here at the Government Administration Building. And Ms. Reyes and Mr. Berry is here to tell you more. Do you have to register for this forum?
Actually, yes. If you go on the Facebook page of the Department of Culture, you will find the link. So we invite everyone to go to that page, register, and come and attend on Thursday, April 3rd at 6 p.m.
Is there a deadline? You know, we procrastinate.
Well, you know,
we hope that we won't do it this time.
No, I mean, I'm saying April 1st, just to have an idea of like how much waters I'm supposed to bring and how much shares I'm supposed to put out logistically.
Okay.
You know, but I didn't put a deadline. I mean, I know people are responding, so that's a good thing. And we just hope that they show up. Like he said, the proof is in the pudding. We've done everything. We've promoted. We've brought an amazing speaker who knows to the nth degree every facet of this industry. And we've had him on a whirlwind tour going.
You have a media blitz going on here.
And
I'm becoming the St. Martin star.
Yeah, man. So we just hope they show up, and they're getting personal invitation, directly to their WhatsApp, on their Facebook. So
where will it be held?
Right in this building.
Okay.
And downstairs in the Swaliga room, in the Government Administration Building.
It's a frame of mind, and it's a cultural change, and you're not, St. Martin is not alone, I am not convinced that if Rihanna stayed in Barbados, she would be a global superstar. And certainly I remember in the very, very early days, the folks in Barbados, thought it was despicable that she showed a tongue and stuff like that. Now it's just
now she's an ambassador.
Now it's a regular thing,
she's an ambassador.
So and that goes for Bob Marley too. I mean, what Bob Marley did to normalize Rasta, was a tough road. Because certainly back then Rasta was supposed to be just this stupid people that had no education and
smoked all day long.
And smoked all day long. Exactly. And that was just so far from the truth. And so he not only normalized it in the Caribbean, but normalized it globally. And we still see his lyrics today as the encyclopedia of truth, which was brilliant. So it's not just that, but it really is a cultural. Folks from St. Martin are so proud to be from St. Martin, and as you speak to them, they'll tell you everything about culture in St. Martin and their beaches and their best restaurants, etc. You need to be able to add that element from the music, and that it's a two-way street. Nobody's just going to wake up today and start supporting the artist. The artist has got to take their initiative to take their careers very seriously, and demand respect and demand support. And that's the way you conduct yourself. That's the way you have your team around you. Do you see yourself as an artist, or do you see yourself as a business? Do you see yourself as a brand? And once you market yourself as a brand and a business, etc., then people will take you seriously. Because certainly people take the lady that's selling Johnny cakes down the road very seriously. They understand the hard work that lady put into making Johnny cakes, etc., because it becomes very visual, right? The intellectual property is not a visual thing. The performance of it is, but the back end and the hard work isn't. People don't really know and understand what it takes, the time it takes, and the level of creativity it takes to write a song, and then to record it, and then to mix it, then to master it, and then to go up there and have the guts to perform it in front of hundreds of people and not get a beer bottle if you do a bad performance, etc. It's a lot of work, and it's a 24-hour day job, and I think it's important. It's not the government's responsibility, I don't think, in general, to finance artists. However, I do think it's their responsibility to make sure legislation is in place and is enforced. Because if the artists cannot get paid from their content, if people are bootlegging their content and not being paid for it. A perfect example we used to use when people were burning CDs and selling them back then. The perfect example would be you certainly can't walk into a bookstore, purchase a book, go outside, print 1,000 copies and start selling them in front of the bookstore.
True.
Right? The cops will be there in a minute.
Yes.
Right? So that was the exact same way with the burning of a CD. You know, I have bought my own CDs from bootleggers just for the fun of it. You know, I'm like, okay, great. You know, let me hear this mixtape with a bunch of songs on it. You know, that belongs to me. And it's because technology has grown. It's so much easier to duplicate music because it's on the streaming platforms. It's almost for free because we have constant battles with the streaming platforms that do not pay artists their rightful share. You know, they're very, very small subscription fees that the artists can't survive on. So they're surviving on touring, live performances. They're surviving on other means of revenue, merchandise, and other businesses. So they're utilizing their brand power of stardom in order to push other revenue streams. Rihanna with her makeup, you know, and her music is just, and her music is the fuel for the brand. Yeah. You know,
I think she has a lingerie line as well.
I think so, yeah. And, you know, Jay-Z with clothing and different businesses, you know. So it's really about, if you start taking yourself and your brand and your business seriously, how many artists, and I don't know the answer to this question, but how many artists in St. Martin has a business registered? Their business. Yeah. Their business. You know, is the checks written to John? Is it written to John Limited? You know, that's the first step, is for the artist to understand and to dictate and to demand that I am a business and I will be taken seriously.
Are you Asset V insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? Asset V is cardless. Request your My Asset V account today and enter the virtual office of Asset V. Go to assetv.sx and sign up now.
Asset V, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
Making outpatient care potentially less safe without close monitoring. History of self-harm or suicide attempts. A history of previous suicide attempts or self-harming behaviors increase the risk during outpatient treatment, as these individuals may require more intensive support. Lack of support system. Individuals who do not have a strong support network of family or friends may struggle to cope with their feelings and may be at higher risk when treated on an outpatient basis. Substance abuse. Co-occurring substance abuse issues can complicate treatment and increase the risk of suicidal behavior, as substances can impair judgment and exacerbate mental health symptoms. Non-adherence to treatment. If a patient is not compliant with therapy or medication, their risk of worsening symptoms and potential suicidal ideation may increase. Recent life stressors. Significant life changes such as loss of a loved one, jobless, or relationship breakdowns can elevate the risk of outpatient settings. making the decision to hospitalize. Making the decision to hospitalize a patient, especially one at risk for suicide, involves careful consideration of several factors. Here are some key points to consider: assessment of risk, previous history, co-occurring disorders, crisis situations, support system, treatment compliance, patient's insights. The final decision should involve collaboration with mental health professionals, the patient, and his or her support system to ensure the best outcome for the individual's safety and well-being. Risk factors for inpatient suicide. Risk factors for inpatient suicide are critical for ensuring patient safety in a hospital setting. Here are some key factors to consider. Previous suicide attempts. A history of past suicide attempts significantly increases the risk of future attempts, particularly in an inpatient setting. Mental health diagnosis. Certain diagnoses such as major depressive disorder, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, and personality disorders are associated with higher suicide risk. Substance abuse. Co-occurring substance use disorders can elevate the risk, as substances can impair judgment and increase impulsivity. Recent life stressors. Experiencing significant stressors such as a loss of a loved one, relationship breakdown, or legal issues can contribute to heightened suicide risk during hospitalization. Lack of social support. Patients who feel isolated or lack a strong support system may be at greater risk for suicidal thoughts and behaviors. Impulsivity and aggression. Patients exhibiting impulsive behavior or aggression may pose a higher risk for self-harm or suicidal actions while inpatient. Inadequate coping skills. Individuals who struggle with effective coping mechanism may find it challenging to manage their emotions and stressors, increasing their risk. Medication non-adherence. Non-compliance with prescribed medications can lead to worsening symptoms and increased risk of suicide ideation. Understanding these risk factors is essential for healthcare providers to implement appropriate monitoring and interventions to prevent inpatient suicides. Inpatient environment. Psychiatric rooms and hospitals have several key design features created for patient safety. Some of these measures include no sharp objects in the room, walls with rounded corners, heavy or immovable furniture to prevent barricading or throwing, doors that swing outwards, tamper-resistant fixtures and breakaway shower rods, high ceilings, room placement away from entries and exits, no glass mirrors and televisions placed behind plexiglass, open floor plans for visibility. Conclusion: both inpatient and outpatient treatment for suicidal patients play crucial roles in providing comprehensive care. Inpatient treatment offers a structured environment with 24/7 monitoring, ensuring immediate safety for those at high risk. On the other hand, outpatient treatment allows patients to receive care while living at home, promoting independence and integration into their daily lives. Ultimately, the choice between inpatient and outpatient treatment depends on the individual's specific needs, risk factors, and support systems. A combination of both approaches may also be effective, providing a continuum of care that addresses the complexities of suicidal ideation and behavior. These are my references where I got my information for this presentation.
Thank you for taking the time to watch the previous enlightening presentation from Grace Hill Bible University, St. Martin Campus's Suicide Assessment and Prevention Masterclass, themed Igniting Hope in Our Community, Preventing Suicide. We are extremely grateful to the Honorable Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, Mr. Richanel Brooke, and his cabinet for agreeing to collaborate with us. This masterclass was presented by the students of the Master's Counseling Degree Program of Grace Hill Bible University, St. Martin Campus, both as a public service and as part of their grade for the course, Introduction to Suicide Prevention, Assessment, and Treatment.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurance.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
It's time for a new brand that is as bold, vibrant, and colorful as the island of St. Martin, with colors drawn from our diversity, cultural heritage, and nature. Our breathtaking beaches, waters, and sun, the majestic brown pelican, our national symbol, the radiant yellow sage, our national flower, the historic border monument signifying the Dutch and French sides, our exciting cruise, yachting, and boating ports, renowned Maho Beach and St. Martin Airport, the hub to the Caribbean. All these parts come together to create the shape of the island of St. Martin. More than a logo. It's a new brand that engages, excites, and will inspire travelers to book. It's time to tell the St. Martin story, to reintroduce travelers to St. Martin, to honor our past, to embrace our present, and shape our future. Our culture and diversity, Dutch and French sides, unrivaled cuisine, twice the nightlife, entertainment, and shopping, cruises, boating, and yachting, twice the adventure, exploration, and relaxation, splendid and scenic accommodations, Pinel, Tentamar, and island hopping in the Caribbean. Whatever your taste, St. Martin has more. Experience twice the Caribbean. St. Martin.
Excitement filled the air as Republic Bank EC Limited (RBEC) officially launched the 5th edition of its Five for Fun cricket program at its Castries branch on March 13, 2025. The dynamic grassroots initiative is designed to introduce young cricketers to the fundamentals of the sport in a fun and engaging way. Successfully piloted in St. Lucia in 2021, Five for Fun is a dynamic under-12 short-format cricket competition designed to promote boys and girls' participation at the primary school level. Through a collaboration between Republic Bank and Cricket West Indies (CWI), Five for Fun provides aspiring CWI players with a structured pathway and regional coaching framework, ensuring that children have access to cricket in a fun, safe, and player-centered environment. Joseph Estefan, first Vice President of the National Cricket Association, expressed his heartfelt gratitude to CWI and Republic Bank for continuing to support this initiative and spoke to the program's value in youth development.
Cricket West Indies and Republic Bank, your commitment to our grassroots cricket development is truly commendable. Your continued sponsorship has not only provided us with necessary resources to organize this program, but it has also demonstrated your belief in the value of sports in the development of people, especially in St. Lucia.
The launch event was well attended by participating students, coaches, representatives from the Ministry of Youth, Development and Sports, the Ministry of Education, the St. Lucia National Cricket Association (SLNCA), and representatives from RBEC. Several young cricket stars who represent St. Lucia regionally and internationally were also present. One of those stars, Selena Ross, a thriving young team player of the St. Lucia National Women's Windwards Under-19 and Women's Senior teams and West Indies Women's Under-19 team, spoke passionately about the sport and encouraged others to get involved with the program.
Five for Fun is a good opportunity for the little ones, and I would just say take the opportunity and just go out there and give your best. The main thing is to have the passion for the sport, and then everything will just come together.
The Five for Fun program aims to foster love and passion for cricket among young players while instilling key values such as teamwork, discipline, and sportsmanship. Gisela Claxton, country manager for Republic Bank St. Lucia, reinforced the bank's commitment to both cricket and community development.
At Republic Bank, the development of cricket in St. Lucia is a key component of our broader mission to contribute positively to the communities we serve. As a signatory to the principles of responsible banking, we see sports as a powerful tool for achieving sustainable development goals, promoting health, education, and equality.
The Five for Fun initiative will culminate in a festival final where the top 5 zonal teams will compete. Each team will comprise 5 players with a match format of 2 innings, 5 overs per innings. Each team will include at least 2 boys and 2 girls, and everyone will have an opportunity to bat, bowl, and field. Republic Bank, through its sponsorship, aims to create an opportunity to nurture talent from a young age by providing access to quality coaching facilities, training for coaches, education in the spirit of the game and its values, and the promotion of good sportsmanship among players and fans. Honorable Kenson Casimir, Minister of Youth Development and Sports, spoke to the crucial role cricket plays in developing young athletes and the potential to create the next St. Lucian cricket star.
cricket is very important to St. Lucia. Every single measure we've used objectively in terms of where we make our decisions as it pertains to youth and sports development, cricket ticks off every single box. Can our young people develop into young professionals from being involved in activities like this? Yes. Will they learn discipline and will they be productive citizens from being in initiatives like this? Yes. Can they become productive individuals and actually get a career from playing cricket? The answer is yes.
He also conveyed his appreciation for partnerships with corporate communities like this one to help grow the next generation.
So we appreciate measures like this that can hone in on the young individuals' skills that are on the base of our pyramid, our cricket development pyramid, in the hope that one day they will become elites like a Darren Zami and Johnson Charles.
Students attending the opening ceremony spoke fondly about looking forward to representing their schools and learning how to play cricket. Eldridge Charles, Zone 2 cricket coach for the program, spoke of the joy the program brings to the kids and urged the parents to allow their children to take part.
Those that engage in physical activity, they tend to do better in sports, especially when they start at a younger age. So cricket as well too is a very complicated sport. I always tell persons that's probably the most complicated sport we can get, and it helps you learn and think and grow. And I would not be where I am today if not for cricket.
The 5 for Fun program is about more than cricket. It is about building character, fostering community spirit, and inspiring the leaders. With this launch, Arbeck continues to champion youth engagement and community empowerment, ensuring that the spirit of cricket remains alive for generations to come.